Hello, my name is Sheldon, and welcome back for another episode of the Grueling War in Japan in Heartland 3. We're playing in Black Ice mod as People's Republic of China, and we have been slowly gaining ground, but of course it is very slow in here. It's a very rough terrain, mostly mountains, at least up here. Eventually it will be slightly better over here, I suppose, and well, actually there's mountain forest down there, so yeah, no, it is a bit rough terrain for sure. But we're slowly getting ground, and of course, so we've got the landing craft in here. We're slowly getting a bit more troops in here ready for another landing. We'll try to get to probably Takamatsu, actually, because that's gonna then open up route to potentially go to Wakayama. Now we've got the submarines in here, so we know that the enemy can't send troops through that strait at all. But of course we might not want to get troops in there immediately either, but that might pull a lot of the enemy troops away. And thus, then once we get through Osaka and get to cut them off over here, we can then destroy the troops in the peninsula and then start pushing further towards Tokyo. Now, admittedly, we do know that the Japanese unity is basically maxed out, which is not really useful for us. Of course, I suppose, do we still have some more light bombers or something that we could use for some tactical strategic bombardment, actually? Mostly, we could take the planes somewhere into Soviet Union here and start doing bombing runs in Sakhalin. I don't think they have a lot of convoys to sink is the problem. But yeah, do we have... I suppose, let me just quickly go through the list of planes. That's already in position, that's already in use, that's in use, that's in use. Alright, we do have the light bombers in here. How far can you reach? Oh, got a decent range, you can reach all the way to Tokyo. Where do they have their... Right, so they... Oh, that's too far away. I guess I could move these ones up here, then fly across there and start doing bombing runs into here. That's where they have some of the crude oil production. And there we go, bombing runs to Zeruga. I think this is going to be a fairly easy victory for us. Well, I say fairly easy. It's going to be a costly victory for us, but I think we can win it. There's still a lot of troops in Osaka, so we may need to wait them to do a bit of counterattack sooner or later. Because we will have a bit of troops to basically just immediately continue pushing towards the next province. And thus, hopefully, we'll just overwhelm the numbers in there. Also, I suppose the planes that are doing ground attacks in Maizuru, I believe these ones. Oh, that's going to be too far away. Okay, well, I guess we could bring these into Hiroshima. Let them rest there for a little while, and then we can start using them in the combat again. We are being bombarded over here along the Bessarabian border. Oh, looking like the Soviets actually got across the river. I'm going to hold my ground in here still. But at least the Soviets are dealing some damage. Oh, but that is quite a German counterattack in here. It's not necessarily massive in terms of numbers, but they've managed to take all the way to Bryansk. And we were already at Smolensk at one point. Like, we were mostly along the river line briefly, I think. But then the Soviets have lost more ground. Which is a bit of a shame. But once we dealt with Japan, we can send in a lot more troops westward. And at that point, we can probably start doing just a massive, well, not necessarily massive breakthrough, but breakthrough into Romania and then start clearing out one enemy at a time. Or alternatively, help cut off some of the enemies over here and just destroy these troops. And then do another encirclement and rinse and repeat. But for that, we'll definitely need another army or two at least. And right now, we're not doing all that strong in this combat yet. But we are going to be getting some reinforcements hopefully soon. And then we can... Oh, coastal submarine class to level 5. Not that we didn't actually use the coastal subs all that much. Oh, and we still got some production extra. Okay, well, I suppose the reinforcements may have gone down a little bit. Maybe the upgrades as well. We do have a bit more infantry underway. We might want to hold on... Well, we are going to get at least some troops. But at the same time, actually, do we have more troops that we could perhaps then upgrade? We've got the core over here. Which I don't think this core is necessarily needed that much. Or if it is, what we could do is we can start upgrading at least some of the parts of it. Get like medium artilleries and such. So I'll just quickly go through these. There we go, so that's at least a few more divisions getting upgrades now. And we do have another core of troops in here, of course, that we could transport over. These were the ones that had the odd text, though they might be a bit more overpowered than one might expect. And actually, we could probably transport these directly into Maizuru, now that I think of it. And now the... Oh, right, there we go. Another bombing run on Osaka. The enemy ships are still somewhat damaged in there. And of course, since we took Maizuru, that's another airfield that the enemy does not control in here. And then, of course, the airfield in Sasaki is getting bombed every now and then, so they won't be able to repair their planes there all that effectively either. So we might actually have wrestled the control of the air around here, just a decent degree at least. Oh, but the ground attack in, well, Zaruga did not really go all that well then. They've still got 6 divisions attacking in there. We've got some more troops joining the combat now. I suppose at least the 44th division can probably pull back from the combat now. It is looking a little bit worse for wear. And of course, we've got quite a bit of troops in here. We could maybe... Now, this is going to be a potentially disastrous decision. But I'm going to go ahead and take a bit of troops to start attacking into the city of Osaka. That might push out the ships away from there. There's a lot of troops in there, admittedly. Some of them might start... Ooh, that is way too much troops in there. Well, we'll see what we can do in a few hours. We might need to stop that attack, though. It's going to go ahead and retreat all the units from the combat. They might do a counterattack. Wait, are these... Oh, right. It doesn't actually... Right, so there's a visual glitch in there. They're technically speaking not in the combat, but then listed as being kind of moving in there still. Ooh, special person armor level 4, and oh, there we go. Now they're doing the counterattack that I was hoping to trigger. And I think right now, I think I can actually stop all of these from moving in there. We've got more troops attacking into the north from Maizuru. And that's going to be good enough. Special purpose armor advance, so right, that's ahead of time. Oh, it is indeed. Why is that new special purpose armor then? I do wonder. It's still the T-37 amphibious tank, so it's just got better stats, I suppose. Which is fair enough. Alright, so we're going to get some more upgrades on already existing units soon enough. And there's a bit more air bases, naval bases, some more interceptors will be down soon enough. How much more planes do we need for the next level of the air bases? Another 16 squadrons. Okay, well that's going to take a little while then. The attack in Maizuru is still ongoing. We did get the planes for ground attacks in here. Let's start doing ground attacks into... Actually, nighttime ground attacks into Osaka, because we've got daytime port strikes in there. Now, the nighttime bombing runs aren't going to be quite as effective, but the fighter bombers will then have a bit easier time of wrecking the enemy with their stuff there. Let's start doing some strategic bombing up here in the north. Continues, so we can wreck the... well, it's mostly just going to be the oil production, to be fair. Suruga is still underway the combat. We've got plenty of troops in the combat currently. And then, of course, they counterattack. They've got 20 units attacking total. Of course, a lot of that is actually headquarters. Well, some of that is headquarters and a lot of conscripts and such. And our troops, while some of them are not fully dug in, we've got 18 divisions total. So we've got plenty of troops. If we have a look at the manpower situation in the combat, we got more than double theirs. And it is mountains that we're defending. No, it's actually hills that we're defending. Oh, we've got recon unit coordinator level 9. Is that... no, it's not out of time yet. Alright then, well that can keep on going then. Oh, and there's a bit of... Oh yeah, the runway cratering has been quite effective at Sasaki now. They are still doing a bit of... oh, right, actually, no, this is against the Romanians. There's a little bit more ground attacks ongoing, of course, on both sides in here, but not as much. Oh, there we go. There's a port strikes in Osaka. And in Sasaki, we did a bit more ground attacks there, or runway cratering, rather. We got the reinforcements. I'm going to go ahead and send in this infantry corps, actually, down to Himeji Akashi. So we're going to maybe pull back some of the troops there that could use a bit of rest. Send these fresh units. They might have some odd tech levels, admittedly. I'm not entirely sure. I did catch the rocket-propelled anti-tank weapons when I fixed the save, but I may have missed a few things. Oh, they've got infantry support tank advance. So what is our new infantry support tank, then? KV-1. Okay. I mean, that's understandable. The next level is 1944, so that's going to take a little bit while still. Well, I mean, it's going to take a while before it goes through all the research queue in here, which is a bit a long one. Including some very odd things in there, but we're also getting the armor unit combined arms and recon unit communication fairly shortly. Infantry unit command and control as well is not far off. Although the infantry units are fairly good in all of that, so I don't need to worry about it too much. The battle doctrine, there's still the division HQ that I get to research. We did unlock that recently. Or re-unlock that recently. Oh, and Jaruga, there we go. There's almost 800 casualties in there. So how much is the defenders in there right now? They've got 76,000 men. That includes some of the troops that retreated from Maizuru. So that's still going to take a while. Oh, and we're under attack in down here in the west once more. I'm guessing the... Oh, no. Well, the Soviets probably got shattered over there. But they haven't lost their entire plot. I guess we're going to give a bit of support attack in there. Maybe that will give the help needed. Although, actually, they're not attacking in there. There's bombing in here. Maybe they're attacking over that one. Let's have a look. Which one of these is ongoing? Oh, it is Romanesti. Oh, okay. The enemy is moving away from Chisinau. In which case, we could probably attack there. Give support attack from here as well. And I suppose we could utilize at least one of these mechanized divisions to attack there. So we're enough troops attacking, I think. Oh, and what do the Soviets need? Fuel. Okay, I suppose we can give... We are running a little bit low on fuel as well, admittedly. So one of the things that we may need to do is, since we've got a bit of lack of... Oh, actually, do have the resource substitution available again. Not that I can see. We might want to buy the aluminium again. I guess we'll buy that from the Dutch. But yeah, we got some production for oil. We are converting a lot of energy into fuel, of course. And are we... Right, there's a ground attack happening in there. That's fine. Our attack in here is... It's probably going to go fairly well, actually. And there we go. Saruga, we're dealing a lot of damage there. Some of the infantry units over here attacking, like the mercenary division, should probably pull back now. We've got some more troops. Oh, right. Let's actually pull back the headquarters as well, just in case. I don't want it to get into combat. We could potentially send more troops into the combat in Jaruga. Maybe send the light infantry division at least. It could probably do fairly well in the terrains there. Oh, and we're under attack over here again. In the west. So how is the attack across the river now? So that one's where we're supporting. It's not going all that well, but where we're attacking, we are, well, they're down to 2.2 organization. So I think we can take that. Now the question is then, can we hold it? Ooh, well, there we go. There's a bit more damage on Osaka port. Or the naval base in there, but the ships are still in fairly good shape, all things considered. Meiji Akashi, they've got a bit of a bombing run in there, but that's... Oh, wow, yeah, those planes do get quite a heavy casualties in there. We've got more production available. Right, I'm going to go ahead and get a couple... Well, at least one more heavy cruiser underway, and then we've actually still got more production available. We did get the coastal submarines recently upgrade, but I don't think I'd really want to use those anymore. We could maybe get another 2 light cruisers. Of course, those are not going to be done anytime soon. But just get something in there that can be kind of useful if we need to start fighting the Allies, because I don't trust the Soviet fleet to be able to do much. Admittedly, I don't trust our fleets to be able to do too much either. But actually getting another set of naval bombers or something might not be a bad idea. So let's get a flying boat. And then we'll get 3 squadrons of naval bombers. That's going to be a little bit more production at least. Because we also need a lot more planes in general, so that's not necessarily a bad thing to do. Well, there we go. Bombing run in Osaka was a victory. Well, good casualties and a victory in Chisinau. So we are getting across the river. We are getting counterattacked over here in Telenesti. We've got another mechanized division that could actually move across the river now. It's down to us attacking in... Okay, I'm going to pull that one back. The Soviets have gotten across the river once more. Armor unit combines out of advance. That's good. And frigate class advance. I don't suppose we can continue to research... Oh, we can actually research that still. Okay, well, that's fine by me. They got 2 units over here attacking... Oh, well, one of them is attacking us in Otashi. But it's probably going to be taking quite heavy casualties. It's got a bit of river crossing penalty. We've got... Oh, they've got supply issues as well. Oh, that's going to be quite nice. And if we can take Chisinau and cut off potentially supply for the enemies in here, we can then get to the next river line with our troops and then start pushing from there maybe into Romania. Now, it's not necessarily going to be very quick, mind you, but how's the situation? So Italy is still the same. France... Oh, yeah, the Germans are getting close to Paris. So it looks like the Allies are losing more and more ground there. Not very quickly, but they're losing some of it. It looks like the Soviets may have retaken some ground in here. But it's probably going to take a while before they can push back the Germans all the way again. Or properly. But I suppose the Soviets have a bit of problems with fuel. I think another thing that I should really be doing... We've got the petroleum refinery already underway there. I'm going to start... No, we're building one in Beijing already. What about in Nanjing? No, we're not building one there yet. But I am going to build one more in there. Then maybe one in Wuhan. Basically just trying to get as much fuel out of the oil that we have as possible. Right, and the attack in Zaruga. We are running a bit low on organization on some of these troops. We did get more troops in here. I think so we can go ahead and start pulling back a few units. Let them rest in Okayama. We've still got so many troops to send into the combat, so it's not really bad. They're down to 17 units attacking. And if we now have a look at the manpower in there, so we've got 344,000. And it's... Oh, right, Iliescu is actually the leading general in here because he's the highest ranking, of course. Present there. Right, oh, we got pulled out of here at some point, didn't we? Go ahead and send some more troops in here so that we can hold that province. Oh, and Chromite surplus is going down. Oh, right, it's going down. That's not good. And we won the battle in Chisinau once more. There's another infantry division. I don't think we have any headquarters that have room right now, so I'm going to start making another one. I guess we can start building another corps up here. We do not have a corps commander available, and also, well, I suppose it's the second army at least. Right, so let's go ahead and get a corps commander from maybe one of the units up here. That's level 1. That's level 5, okay, that could be okay. Ones that are not really in combat right now, but they can then help with their traits already. I mean, it's a fairly good traits there, all things considered. And the infantry in here, let me just double check that it doesn't have any oddities in it. No, I think we started producing this after we updated to the 12.0.4 patch. Oh, that's another 1,200 casualties in Jeruka. They've got quite a bit of troops in there, though. So we might be taking a bit heavier casualties than I would prefer. Oh, they've got Victoria Telenesti. And she said now we should be getting... Oh, yeah, we got across there now. Soviets are starting to do a bit of counterattack in here. I guess we could send one of the units attacking there, and another one can start moving to help defend. And I think, well, now we've cut off potentially the supply lines for the enemy. At least some of the supply lines. And if we can utilize that for greater advantage, that would be quite nice. We do not have our interceptors... Oh, they're all in here, okay. So these are the reserve planes, and these are the active ones. Both of them are in a bit of bad shape. We can repair these planes at least in here, but it's not usually full effectiveness. Well, it's just mostly they fly... Well, they take a lot of casualties when they fly, let's just say. 46 and 39th Division should probably be pulled out of this combat. And maybe the 44th. These still need to rest there a little bit further. Do we have... I guess we could send in some of these troops forward. Where's the... Right, is this... Well, maybe this one can go back. No, we're definitely taking a lot of losses in the combat in here. I don't think we can actually break through the province of Jeruga. Oh, but Victory Otashi. And I suppose these two... Well, there's still 2 divisions in there. And our defenders, well, we've got 4... Well, 3 of ours and 1 of the Soviet divisions in Chisinau currently defending. I think we can hold on because the enemy is attacking across the river. So it does make it a little bit worse for them. Oh, they got another unit joining the combat. Actually, no, it's not going to be joining the combat right now. We've got some more troops heading in there, hopefully enough to hold back the enemy. They are doing ground attacks in here, of course, which is very painful, especially for our officer ratio. Even though we are recruiting a lot, is there actually... We could potentially go for the 3-year draft. It would reduce the... It's only 2.5% officer recruitment, so it's not really that much. It would increase the amount of manpower that we have. What about the conscription over here? So that doesn't have an impact on the officer recruitment as such. So no, there's not really that much that I can do about it. Of course, how close are we getting the veteran air force and all that? We still need a lot more. Naval, we've got 14 battles though, so that's pretty far away. I suppose if we can build the... Is the War Ministry? Let's see... Foreign Ministry, Finance, Justice... Oh, we got the War Ministry already, so that is to increase the officer recruitment a little bit further. But I don't know if we can get any more levels on that, to be fair. Right, so battle in Jeruka, I think we need to call off that attack. It's another major defeat. 38,000 casualties for us. Oh boy. Well, currently we just need to hold... Oh, there we go. There's the counterattack. We just hold back these counterattacks for a little while. And how's the... I don't suppose the enemy unity has dropped a lot. No, not really. Not that we're trying, but I suppose the planes haven't actually started flying yet, have they? At the same time, now that they are attacking, they are going to be taking a lot more casualties from the bombing runs, so it's not necessarily all bad. And plus, they're taking a lot of casualties from the combat itself. I'm going to go ahead and pull back some of these troops. That definitely should be taking a bit of rest. I'll send them back to Totori. And how's the situation in Osaka? The ships are starting to be taking quite a bit of damage. We've also got a whole lot of troops in here. I'm going to pull back the 45th Division. We've got plenty of troops, though. They're down to 11 units attacking now. Of which 2 are headquarters, which those are going to be shattering themselves quickly enough. And then there's some of the infantry units that are shattering. So we might be able to break some of these defenders in here by allowing them to attack us first. And then doing the counterattack afterwards. Similarly, the battle in, well, Maizuru, it's only 1 unit attacking. And that's not really much of a unit. Like HQ defense attachments. Potentially with some strengthening units there. But yeah, we lost a few hundred men. They lost several thousand, actually. That's not too bad. Infantry command and control advance. So more morale. And... Oh... There we go, the crude oil production dropped quite a bit here. And that is start of the strategic bombing against Japan. Now, it might not be a huge amount of unity that they'll be losing, but they will be losing some unity over time. I think that at this point, since we got the stalemate in here, it might be time for us to take the naval infantry. Actually, I suppose we could take one of the infantry divisions as well. Load these up. I'm going to move this in here. Hopefully we can do the landing very, very quickly before the ships start entering in here. Because we've got a lot of submarines. So if they do get their battleships in here, they won't really do that much damage, I hope. So as soon as we arrive in here, we'll do the landings in Shikoku. Okay, so we have arrived there. Go ahead and take the troops. Some over there. And some over here. Simultaneous landings. They're now moving troops away, but of course there's not necessarily going to be enough. We've got a few more units that we can then land. Oh yeah, if they're moving all the troops away from Sasaki, then we might be able to do landings into Uejima and then take the port itself, and thus they'd be out of supply lines. And they probably have quite a supply stockpiles, mind you, so it's not really going to be the instant victory against them, but it might be just what we need. Now, as soon as the troops have landed, we are going to move the landing craft away from there, because there's a good chance that battleships are now on their way to move in here. Okay, there we go. The landings were successful. And they are starting to do the counterattacks. Of course, now we've got at least 2 locations to work from. So let's go ahead and get a invasion port in here. So build temporary naval base. And yeah, it's 25,000 supplies. That's fine. And do we have the convoy set automatic? Yes, we do. Okay. I suppose the Japanese don't really have a lot of navies to sink us with. So that's going to allow us to get some supplies in here. We don't have a huge amount of troops in here either, so I suspect that we can probably hold on in here for a while. Let's actually go ahead and... Did we have any more planes in here that are not really flying ground attacker runs? Meiji Akaji... Oh, right, so that could actually be moved in here. 2 ground attacks there. If we can wreck these troops, that's going to be good. The landing craft is now moving back. Oh, right, there we go. Port strike in Osaka. There's a bit of combat going on in the Europe side of things as well. I'm going to move the infantry division over there. That's probably going to be a fairly good solution. To hold on to the provinces. USA, how much rubber do we have? We got 4, so no, we're not going to sell you any. Reply from the British, quite frankly, to be fair. They probably have plenty. Active sonar for ships. There we go. Is that's just once? Yeah, that's not something we need to worry about a second time. That's good. We could get the radar for capital ships. That's pocket battleships, battlecruisers, and sergeant carriers, I suppose, are also affected by that. But I don't know if we really need to. We could get the destroyer and frigate radar for sure. And we've still got 205 research ongoing, which is about 3 times as much as we can do currently. Oh, but there we go. The bombing runs in Kochi are at least dealing some damage. Now, if need be, we could transport some more troops directly into there. Or we could try to do landings over here, but I think it's probably actually better for us to just transport the troops in here, so we can do troop rotation in here in a safe-ish environment while we slowly wrestle down the control of all of this. We've got... Actually, do we have any more planes that are not really in need right now? These are doing the ground attacks in Osaka. Intercepting port strikes. Where's the light bombers that are doing the... Right, these are doing port strikes. So I'm going to switch to these to do some convoy raiding in here. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of convoys, but at least they can kind of rest for a little while. Sort of lighter duty in a way. Oh, there we go. That's another 900 casualties for the enemy. And strategic bombing in Shizuoka. And the port strike in Osaka. So yeah, no, the enemy ships are taking a lot of damage. And we destroy another 6,000 attackers from Germany over here. So we are holding our ground there. That could probably move back in there. This one probably is a bit of a rest. Chisinau is still under attack, but I think we are holding on to it. We've got a unit in here. I guess I'm going to move one of these across the river. And then this one can probably join into the combat. We can maybe give support attack from this, actually. From the side of the river, so that should be a fairly good increase. Ooh. Right, there's the ground attack. Some naval base damage as well. An anti-aircraft gun, so there's 450 casualties. That ain't too shabby. There's 5 more units attacking from Osaka. Which, of course, is not even nearly all that they had there, but it's alright. I'm going to go ahead and poke the bear for a little... Oh, well, the rising sun, I suppose, at this point. Not really the bear. But yeah, we'll just go see if they start doing another counterattack. Oh, there we go. Another ground attack in Kochi. We've got some more troops in here. And go ahead and send in more infantry divisions up there. Once they start going down in strength a decent bit, we can then start potentially doing a counterattack in there. Do we have any more troops to send in right now? We did move quite a bit of troops up here. These are still resting. So, oh, right, they are doing a bit of a counterattack in Mysuru now. Not a very effective one, I might add, but still, at least they're trying. We do have some of the troops in here that we could potentially move in for landing into Shikoku. Especially since, well, I suppose what I could do, I'm going to go ahead and rebase these into Hiroshima. Then we can take some of the troops from here, like maybe some of the mercenaries, maybe a motorized division. Move these back. We've still got plenty of troops in here. And the idea is, I suppose Wakayama is probably going to start getting some enemy troops now. We could potentially get troops in there, but that's too risky right now to hold on to that. So we're just going to let the enemy bring in troops here, and then we'll surround them eventually. But I suspect that... oh, right, there we go. They could potentially bring in a whole lot of supplies through Sasaki, but I don't know if they are. We've got some more troops in here, but they've got quite a few units attacking. Admittedly, most of it is not exactly the finest troops. Ooh, major victory. Oh, there we are. Major victory in Chisinau. We lost 2,600 men, they lost 11,000. That ain't too shabby. A lot of our troops kind of do need a bit of rest there, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some of these back. Oh, and we did sink transport on the Osaka-Sasaki route. Another successful bombing run. Oh, and Chisinau. Okay. So that one was moving away, and that one's moving away. The rest of them should be able to hold on to that province, though. Even with the ground attacks happening. I guess we would send in one of the motorized divisions there as well. So if we can get to... like, well, if we can clear out at least the eastern half of Bessarabia, we should be mostly fine with all of this. So how's the Takamatsu? Right, so we are taking a bit of casualties in there for sure, but so are the enemies. Well, there we go. Crude oil production is reduced. Suruga, well, another 400 casualties, and Kochi are almost 700. The bombing around Osaka, so the enemy ships are taking still more damage. And I think the 23rd Corps is almost full now. Is there still... oh, there's one more that is going to be attached to that one. I'm also going to go ahead and build a few more submarines, I think. Okay, another 4. So once we get more troops in here, we could potentially go ahead and land them into Tokushima. Now, we do probably have a bit of supply. Well, not really issues yet. We got 600 supplies actually in there. We need 52. So if we bring in a few more units in there, we should be still fine. Oh, there we go. Now we've got more troops in the combat. So the combat is mostly sorted out. Oh, major victory. The Himeji Akashi. So we took 10,000 casualties. They took 78,000. Well, I mean, that was quite successful, I would say. If they keep on sending more troops to attack us. Oh, there we go. Crown attack in Zaruka, Kochi. And, right, doing the bombing runs up here. We're not dealing that much damage in the end, I suppose. But it is, again, at least some damage on the enemy. We are running still a bit low on officers, though. And I think a large chunk of that is the ground attacks that we are taking in, especially in the Western Front. We just don't have the air coverage in there. At the same time, there were some big combats in here as well. I'm going to go ahead and use one of these again to just potentially trigger another counterattack until they are running out of troops in here, and then we're going to start pushing further east. Ooh, active sonars for submarines. There we go. Another convoy saying Maizuru is under attack. Well, probably not for long. Yeah, no, that was 1,700 casualties for the enemy in a very short span of time. Ooh, and we are getting across the river over there. Well, honestly, actually, we could give a support attack from this one. Now, how bad is the situation in Chisinau? I think we're still holding. But we're definitely running low on officers. We're recruiting 200 per day, mind you. But it's just with all the ground attacks and such happening, it is very expensive for us. Ooh, well, honestly, oh, there we go. We did win the combat. This one probably needs to rest for a little while. We're going to get in there, and then we can maybe start clearing out some more ground. Kahul once lost. I suppose the defenders in there got shattered. And there is a lot of armored units in here, so I'm a little bit concerned about this situation, actually. I'm going to move the infantry division down to southeast. So at least we still have a contingent of troops along the river here, just in case. Oh, and there's a bit of air combat which is now. There we go. At least we're shooting down some of the planes. Inflicting us casualties. Right, so they've still got 14 units attacking us in Takamatsu. Have we gotten... We've got the motorized division in here. We'll wait for the mercenary unit to also arrive. And then we'll transport these two over. They shouldn't be taking too much supplies. They are going to take a decent bit, though. But hopefully not too much. But if we can utilize those to then stop this attack, maybe we can then... I'm pretty sure that some of the enemy units will be shattering in here soon enough. I could probably go ahead and send in one more infantry division over there. They are doing bombing runs in here, though, which is not great. That's probably actually one of the reasons why we're taking so much casualties. There is not that many defenders in... Oh, right network advance. We could maybe go ahead and send these to Hiroshima. To use them to do a landing over here somewhere. Maybe Uwajima. And then clear out the port, because there's very lightly defended there now. If we can take the port, we can deny them from any more supplies. Then we're going to use some logistical bombing to wreck their supply depots in here. And assuming that we can still hold on to the provinces that we're defending in here. Should be a pretty decent situation. Right, so we've got these two. I guess what we could do is I'm probably going to do the landings into Uwajima directly already. I don't think there's going to be that much defenders in there. And we've still got some more troops to rotate in and out of Takamatsu. So we can probably hold on to that. Oh, treason now. What's another victory? Oh, looking in there. We're a bit worse for wear. We're still holding. It's the bombing runs that are very painful, admittedly. Because the German tanks aren't... Well, especially light tanks aren't really that bad. Right, how's the Soviet situation along the... Oh, that's quite a push. Okay, so they basically reached the marshes already. But there's still quite a bit of enemy units... like between Smolensk, Bryansk, and Hummel. And the front against the Finns hasn't really budged too much. The Germans have probably taken a bit more ground in France, although I think they lost a little bit of ground over here. Probably not much, though. In Spain, the Allies have taken a bit more ground, at least in the northwest. And also, actually, over here, they've taken Cadiz again. They've got Sevilla. And then, well, Almeria, they have lost... So they may have lost a little bit of ground on the east there. In Italy, the front line hasn't moved too much, I don't think. Pretty sure that it's been there for a while. And what about the Japanese? They haven't really lost too much ground in Indonesia recently. So I think the Allies are mostly focusing against the Germans. Admittedly, the Japanese are a bit busy against me anyway. But unfortunately, we are out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if I haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.